What is going on, people? Welcome back into the channel. We have a super special video today. Hold that thought. I was very nervous and I rushed right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has never before been brought to you content. Mid-season interview with Joel Latibeaudiere. We are 70 subscribers away from 4K, and our goal is 5K by the end of the championship season. So please hit that subscribe button. 500 likes on this video. Let's get back into it. I don't think that I can honestly fathom what is happening right now. So all I'm going to do is just bring him right in. Welcome in, my friend, Joel Latibeaudiere. What is going on, brother?
Thank you for having me, first of all. It's been exciting watching your content and seeing you integrate in with the fans, especially from over the pond. But yeah, I'm all good, day off today, so I've been chilling and yeah, excited to get to talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited as well. So I think we have to clear the air. We have to address the elephant in the room before we get into this. I'm going to pull up a little video. Want to watch it? Maybe we'll react to it after. Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing this. So many people tagged me in this and was sending it to me.
So yeah, I didn't think you were real. So I do apologize for that. But it doesn't end all bad there, because I'll bring up the next video where things started to change. And I think you know exactly where that came from.
Oh yeah.
So this is Christmas
Yeah, I love seeing this.
for weekend.
Okay. You get the gist. It's been an interesting time to go from that to this right now. So the air is cleared. You are real. You
Yes,
are a
sir.
great footballer, and you are live
Thank
in the
you.
flesh right now. So now that we've got that out of the way, I kind of want to go through your career a little bit and just kind of talk about what shaped you and what got you to where you are now, because it's obviously been, a pretty crazy journey. So I guess my first question is, when did you realize that maybe you weren't just going to be someone playing five-a-side once a week for the rest of your life, and this was something a little bit deeper than that?
So I started grassroots early. So we in a lot of the communities in England, each sort of like town and then even going down to village have their own sort of grassroots football. And it just started in there when I was around 5, 6. And then when I was around 9 or 10, a scout from Leeds United approached my dad. And yeah, my dad kind of said to me like, do you want to do this? Is it something that you want to take serious? And that was kind of like the first step of the ladder sort of thing. So
Mhm.
I would say almost around 10, 11, I knew that potentially I could, be doing this as a professional.
So is that a common age in England where, because I have some experiences here, but obviously it's so different in America compared to
Yeah.
England.
Yeah. So to be fair, I play with a lot of people that have had so many different routes. And it's so like, for example, me and Kitch were at Leeds together from 10, 11, and then he's like me has progressed through the natural footballing system. But then I have friends, for example, Amari Bell, who plays for Charlton. He um he didn't sign, I don't think, to a professional team until he was around 16, 17, and he's gone on to play in the Premier League.
Mhm.
Another one, Jamal Lowe. He's been through every tier of football. So there's so many different routes to get to the end goal.
Yeah, definitely. It makes sense. There's so many crazy stories like that. So
Yeah.
yours is a little bit more traditional. So let's see how accurate the internet is. So you signed for the Manchester City Academy in your early teenage years. Is that correct?
Yeah, when I was 12, yeah.
So what exactly changed in your life when that sort of went through? Did you move? Were you moved out of school? Did you change schools? What was the whole process like that?
Yeah, it was a crazy time. So one of the big factors in so I had to leave home and go into this thing they call digs. You move in with a family and another teammate, and you go home at the weekends. So they wanted us in Manchester full time so we could go to school and then train. Yeah, so it was a crazy experience, and so yeah, I changed school, and we did half days at school, which was so good.
Mm.
And then we would train in the afternoon. Um, but yeah, it was a crazy experience, and I'm so happy that my parents allowed me to go and chase my dream that way.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the best thing too. I like that you said that your father, kind of sat you down and said, "Do you want to do this?" He wasn't kind of forcing you into it. Obviously,
Yeah.
you do you have any children?
I don't yet. No,
No.
no, no,
Okay.
not
Yeah,
yet.
neither do I. How old are you, by the way? 26, right?
I'm 26, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm 27. I cannot believe I'm older than you. That's crazy. So I don't know if you know him, but he's Haji Wright's teammate. They played in the World Cup together. Tyler Adams, he plays for
Mhm.
Bournemouth. He is from the same town as me. He's the same age. And how it worked for him was I believe he started in the Red Bull Academy, and he still went to school, and he probably did something very similar where it's kind of like the half days, and then he had to go down to
Yeah.
the city to train every day. So yeah, we got something similar to that here, but that is really a huge step that you took, just
Yeah,
setting
definitely.
off.
Especially, yeah, leaving home was tough at first, but my parents made it um a lot easier for me by coming up as much as they can. They
Mhm.
made sure I was home at the weekends, checking in and everything. And the family I moved in with, I can't speak highly enough about them. I still keep in touch with them to this day. I see them as part of my family as well now,
Mhm.
so yeah, it is a great story.
Yeah, definitely. So you really seems like, you grew up at a young age and you got that
Hmm.
maturity of stepping out and obviously going through the city academy, which is, renowned as one of the best. So this is going to be my American coming in here. And a lot of people say, the way that you play, you kind of are the quarterback of the pitch and you kind of command things and the game looks a little bit slower for you. I know, especially watching your international matches, you are very calm and collected on the pitch. Can we talk about, your upcoming and the time that you played in the under 17 World Cup with England? How did that prepare you and just mature you as, an athlete and a person?
Yeah, so it was yeah, great tournament, obviously, and then even just being selected for it, it was great achievement for me. And we had a great group and a great bunch of guys there. But I think what I really took away from the tournament was being away from home for so long because we were away for I think it was 6 or 7 weeks in India, which was a totally different environment, and having to be a leader amongst leaders as well,
Mhm,
so really trying to get the group together, make sure we stick together, make sure we're doing little things like off the pitch, make sure we're gelling and things like that. So I think it's definitely helped me in that sort of sense of being a leader off the pitch as well as on the pitch.
mhm,
And then just also having that maturity on the pitch to stay calm in tough situations, because there was a lot of situations in that World Cup where we were the favourites, and I remember playing, I think it was in Mexico, and we were winning 3-0, and they scored 2 goals late on, but like bang bang in 5 minutes, and then it was a lot of pressure, and just not panicking and other teammates seeing that and then relaxing themselves. So I think I've taken that onto my career now, and I think you can see that in my game and me as a person as well.
yeah, definitely. I mean, you saw that exact scenario this season where, Cov were super heavy favorites. And of course, every team is going to go through those ups and downs. And
Hmm.
you guys were able to, that's not just Frank Lampard instilling it into your head. That's everyone's experiences coming together and really being able to say, okay, let's tune out all the outside noise and really just go for it?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
We'll move forward a little bit. You leave City for Swansea, and 3 years ago now, in my opinion, you made the best decision of your career, and you moved to Cove. You did mention that you were in the Leeds Academy with Kitch, but was there anyone that kind of swayed that move that was maybe on the team? I believe at the time Casey Palmer was at Cove. Was there anyone that kind of influenced that move to Coventry other than your agent?
Yeah, so to be fair, the season that Cov had was a top season. They finished and they managed to get to the playoff final, which was really exciting. And it was Mark Robbins at the time, and so when I sat down and spoke to him, and he told me what he visioned for the future, and what Doug King was wanting to do, and yeah, that really sold me on it. To be honest, the vision that the club were going in, like everything was moving forward, and they wanted me to be a part of it. So that's what really sold me. But like you said, Casey was there, who I'm really really close with. Jada Silver had just signed as well. So it's
Mhm.
someone else I'm really close with, and Bidders as well. So and Bidders is always like as straight as they come. You know, he tells you no beating around the bush. So when he said, "Look, it's going in the right direction. We've got top coaches here. The players are good." You know what I mean? When I heard all that sort of stuff, it was a no brainer for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, luckily we got the deal done. And yeah, 3 seasons later, and yeah, could are on the brink of achieving something special.
Yeah, definitely. And through the test of time, injuries and whatnot,
Hmm.
controversy, some stupid person on the internet thinking you don't exist, all that. So, I mean, we'll talk about, just kind of the vibe of the team in the locker room and whatnot. Obviously, Frank Lampard, one of the best midfielders, and he has, instilled like staying level headed and whatnot in your guys' mind. But I do just want to talk about, and it's okay to toot your own horn here. You have not lost a match for Coventry this season, but there was a time where, one, you're coming back from injury, and two, you were just on the bench or maybe not making the squad for 3 or 4 months. So when that Southampton game comes and you and Wolf Enden are starting at the back, you capitalize on an opportunity. How did you stay ready for that? Because I mean, of course, you're one of the top 1% athletes. You are, the elite at what you do, but it still wasn't enough to get in the team. So what were you able to do behind the scenes, whether it be mentally, physically, that allowed you to stay ready for that opportunity and ultimately capitalize on it?
Yeah, so the start of the season was really tough for me. I got an injury when I was away with the international team throughout the summer, so I missed out on that initial preseason and the first few games. And because the boys got off to such a flyer, it was almost like I understand why the gaffer's not wanting to change much because the centre backs, the right backs, my sort of position are all flying. They're doing really well, playing great football.
Hmm.
So I understood that, but I've always had that mentality of you've got to stay ready. And to stay ready, that means training right, eating right, sleeping right, just living your life to the way I've always lived it to get those 1%ers. And to be fair, Wolfie was the same. And, we managed to stay ready just by doing sort of, we'd stay out for 50, it'd just be like 15, 20 minutes, just practicing the game like situations, defending crosses, making passes, just little things. But I think it's the mentality one that's really helped me this season because if I would have, it's easy, when things aren't going your way to almost not give up, but to start feeling sorry for yourself, start making excuses, or maybe I don't know, staying awake that extra hour because you're not going to play. So does training really matter that much? Try and protect yourself, but having that mentality to think, no, I'm gonna keep proving myself. I'm gonna do it, and then when you get the chance, you're ready. And I think that's something that's been instilled in me since being a kid. The way I was raised. So yeah, that's the reason I believe I was able to go out there and put the performance in that I did against Southampton.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a great one. That just got me so fired up and ready to run through a wall right now. Well, that is a good little look into your mind and your mentality. So now I kind of want to transfer into, I guess, a segment where we're kind of looking away from the football and we're talking about you as a person, because I
Hmm.
know I tend to do it and I'm sure tons of people do also forget, you guys are humans at the end of the day. Like, and I think we kind of sometimes forget that, I'm sure you've experienced that before. So let's say football makes up 50% of your life and your hobbies. Where's the other 50% go? And maybe it's more than 50% football, but just for the sake of the question, where's the other 50 going?
I'd love to spend a lot of time with my family. My dad's retired now, so he's got a lot of free time in his hand. My mum still works, and my sister's in college, so they've got a little less time.
Mhm.
So I try and get to see them as much as I can. I love to travel in summer, see lots of different places with my girlfriend. I've got 2 dogs as well,
Mm.
so I love going out with them. And then the biggest one probably for me is golfing. I love to play golf. I feel like I love to problem solve, so it's constantly giving you problems, and you get out of the house. It's nice to be in the outside outdoors sort of thing.
Yeah,
So I'd say,
definitely.
yeah, them sort of things.
Very nice. Who have you golfed with anyone on the team recently?
Yeah, Grimes is good.
Yeah.
Uh, Bobby loves to play as well, and I've not played with Rushy yet, but yeah, Rishi talks a good game, so I'm still waiting to see that.
Interesting. I mean, obviously don't know Bobby Thomas at all, but I could see him being a little like crazy headed. I can't see him being good at golf. Sorry, Bobby. Grimes, it makes sense. Rushy, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. The way that he was talking in the training games video, he's very confident. So we'll see if he can
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
back
yeah.
it up.
I'll let you know when we play.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So you mentioned you like to travel. You
Mhm.
do you actually like get a decent amount of time off in the summers? Obviously, if you don't have any tournaments like Copa America and things like that.
Yeah, to be fair, I've had really busy summers recently. The last
Mm,
sort of 3 years, I've had a tournament on every summer. So normally I would get around, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, which is um, which is enough. But say if you've got nothing on, you get up to like, I think last year the boys had 9 weeks.
mm,
So it's a good solid period, and then it's just sort of balancing that between totally switching off, eating what you want, going to sleep when you want, just being human for a set period of time. And then it's sort of, starting to switch back on, start eating the right thing and start going to sleep at the right time, start thinking
mhm.
about training. So it's just yeah, how you delegate time in your summer.
Are you guys planning any trips for this off season?
Yeah, so we're actually looking at going to Brazil.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's somewhere where I've always wanted to go. Um, my girlfriend as well, she really wants to go there as well.
Mm.
But we'll probably start off by going to see her family. So we'll be coming to your side of the pond to
Yes.
so she's California. So we'll probably start off over there,
Yeah.
see some of her family, and then shoot over to Brazil.
Did you guys meet in England or did you meet in America?
Yeah, we met in England actually. We met in Manchester. She was over here working, and luckily we bumped into each other.
Yeah.
And sort of stayed in touch. And 5 years later,
So just for my own personal gain here, how'd you convince her to move to England?
you know what? It was sort of like she was kind of coming here for work anyway,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And then she actually really likes Europe,
Mm,
and the sort of change that it has. So it wasn't actually too tough. The only thing she misses is the sunshine, obviously being from California, and the food as well. She says the food in America is so much better, but I don't know about
yeah. See, for me, being from New York, I live in Buffalo, New York, which is like one of
that.
the
Okay.
most treacherous, snow-ridden places. The weather's kind of similar here. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people say, like, "Oh, why do you want to go back to England?" I'm like, trust me, the weather here is not much better. In the summer, it's great, obviously, but
Hmm.
yes, from California, I could see how she definitely misses it.
Yeah.
Those rainy days over and over again.
So you're a big Josh Allen fan?
I am a big Josh Allen fan.
Yeah.
I love him.
Nice.
I'm not kidding you. He is the closest thing that you can get to a living Jesus in Buffalo.
Really?
Like so I actually draw some comparisons to Coventry with Buffalo. It's a
Hmm.
one city team, and obviously in America we have different sports where like people kind of have their interests kind of pushed in a different place. So like for example, if you go into New York City, there could be a day where the Yankees are playing, the Mets are playing, the Knicks are playing, the Rangers are playing. So you don't really know what everyone's kind of up to. But in Buffalo, you get in an Uber, you get in a conversation with someone. It's Josh Allen, Bills talk,
Yeah.
which obviously Cov is a very similar way. So I draw a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah, that's
comparisons
true.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is true.
So I'm looking. Do you support American football? Do you have a team?
Uh, I like the Ravens.
The Ravens. No
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so kind of Hadji's convinced me with the Ravens, to be fair. He's a Baltimore fan. Um, but yeah, I've always kind of watched it.
Mm,
But I've really got into it the past couple of seasons playing fantasy and stuff like that.
no way. You play fantasy football?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we
Is
have
there a
our own
team?
league and everything. Yeah.
What? What? My mind is actually blown right now.
Yeah, so in
That's
our
unreal.
league, so from Coventry, our league, there's Hadji, me, Josh Eccles, Rudy, and Torpy, all in the league from
I actually,
Coventry.
I actually cannot believe that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
play in a couple leagues here, and then I ran a survivor pool with Cub fans, and
Oh,
me,
nice.
me talking a big game. I was like, "Oh, if anyone beats me when I come over, I'll buy you drinks." And I bet on the Cardinals, and they blew a 25-point lead. So
Oh, no.
I owe a couple drinks, but hey, the game's the game. I risked
Yeah,
it. So
100,
that's so
100.
cool, though. We'll have to chat about football definitely at some point.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
football. So
Yeah.
now I want to follow up on a conversation. Do you
Hmm.
do much weightlifting in the off season? So I know you said you have a couple weeks off and things like that, and the off season training program. Is that like a thing where they set you free with a PT and they kind of trust you, or is it like, are you going to the facilities to get like your summer lifts in? How's that work?
Yeah, so either or, to be fair.
Yeah.
The sports science team, they will sort of sit down with you at the end of the season and take you through. This is where we want to keep you strong. This is where we think you can maybe improve a little bit. And they give you a sort of plan. It's like a whole PDF file kind of thing
Hmm.
of your exercises, when to do them, what to do, what sort of weights you want to be lifting. But I like to so I use a trainer as well outside of the club,
Hmm.
for summers, and so I will take my plan that I get off the club, and then he will look over it as well, and then he might add a few things into it. He might take some out, etc. So they kind of do give you a freedom of that. They just want to know what's going on and what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be expecting that in my email. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. No, 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 for sure. If you're around, we can 100% get a session
That'd be awesome.
in.
I'm on my weight loss journey. I'm trying to get ready for the summer. So,
Nice, nice.
all right. What job do you think you'd have if you weren't a footballer?
Oh, I don't know. What I think I would be some sort of tradesman. I think I'll just have a trade. A lot of my
Yeah.
cousins are electricians, plumbers,
Mm,
drivers, sort of things, mechanics. So, I think if I got to that stage, my dad would have sort of pushed me towards the
yeah.
trade side of things.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Can't go wrong with
Yeah.
that. There's always a demand for it.
Yeah. What I'd
So,
want to be though, if I wasn't a footballer, is a golfer for sure.
a golfer. Okay.
Yeah.
You
I
tune
loved
into the
watching.
Masters?
100%. I
Yeah.
loved watching Full Swing on Netflix.
Mm,
Sort of behind the scenes and seeing how they live. And yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. My buddy's at the Masters right now. That's
Is
like a
he?
bucket list
Wow.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I work night shifts, so I'm like up at all random times. Probably why I like the English sports, just because the time
Hmm.
zone kind of plays in. He texted me like 3 a.m. this morning, just Masters in all caps. I just responded instantly. I'm so excited for him.
No, that's
Um,
so cool.
yeah, definitely. Do you do any like gaming or like any like little hobbies like that on the side outside of the football?
You know what? I used to be huge on the PlayStation, sort of
Yeah.
Call of Duty, um, even like Fortnite and Apex as well.
Hmm.
But since getting my dogs, they've sort of kind of taken that sort of thing away from me. So now I'm more so I have a Doberman, for example,
Yeah.
and training him and taking him out and that sort of stuff. So I'm not really into gaming now, but I like to play chess now and again. So that sort of keeps me busy as well.
Yeah. I'm in the process of learning chess. I actually just bought a chessboard.
It's such a good game. Such a good game.
I
Um, Go on.
I think there's a different name for it, but checkers, is there a different name
Checkers,
for
yeah.
checkers?
Um,
I pride myself on being the greatest chess or checkers player in the
Checkers,
United
yeah.
States. So
Nice.
that's one of my things. I usually just me and my girlfriend will go get coffee and I'll just mentally bully her into a game. That's a good time for me. Okay, so not much gaming anymore. You played COD growing up. What's your favorite COD game of all time? That's a really important
Probably
question.
either MW2 or Black Ops, the first Black Ops. Is it
Oh
first
my
Black Ops or Black Ops 2? Maybe Black Ops 2.
Okay. That's my realm as well. I mean, obviously we're around the same age. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nothing beats it. You probably quit a little earlier than me considering where you are and where I am, but okay. Actually, perfect segue. What are some habits? And this is probably good for, the younger viewers listening or anyone that just wants to, get inside the mind of a pro footballer and get that mentality. Like, what do you think are some habits in your life that formed the success that you've achieved today?
Habits. I'd definitely say sort of like resting, going to bed early, waking up early. I think that does massive things for you as a person and for your body. I always like to get outside in the morning before I go to training, so I'll always take the dogs out. But sort of getting your circadian rhythm, going, seeing sunlight, um, and then having a healthy lifestyle, eating the right sort of foods, um, training at the right sort of time. And yeah, I would say just having a balanced, healthy lifestyle, not focusing too much on one sort of thing,
Mm,
because then I feel like you can, like, obviously, I focus a lot on football, but you need to have time away from that. And I think that's where it's good to have little hobbies on the side where you can have a mental break and you can sort of put that to one side and come back to it.
yeah,
So being able to compartmentalize as well.
interesting. Got to be hard to watch those American football games if you're getting a lot of sleep, though.
Yeah, true. So to be fair, on a Sunday, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Um, so we can watch like the first round of games, but we just have Red Zone on
Mhm.
constantly though. So yeah, it's fun.
I actually can't believe that. That is such a cool thing to uncover that a bunch of you guys play fantasy and you actually follow it. I mean, of course, you've got Haji in the locker room, but I
Yeah.
didn't
But
realize.
yeah, Josh Eccles is he's so emotional about it as well. So he could have a if Sunday doesn't go for him, he could come in on Monday and you just know he's not gonna be out.
So picture this: Coventry City, 13-point lead at the top of the championship, on track for promotion, and Josh Eccles' fantasy team drops a stinker. He's just having the worst week ever.
Yeah.
No,
That's literally him.
that is so funny, man. That is so funny. Well, if you ever get over for an NFL game, I'll meet you wherever. I've met so many actually English or Cov fans that support the NFL. So it's cool to see kind of the
Nice.
crossover between the two.
Yeah.
So he
I
gave us
actually
some.
went to the Vikings game that was over here.
Oh, you
So it was
did?
yeah, it was Vikings. I can't remember who they played, but I just wanted to go see Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But obviously they're struggling in the QB section, so he wasn't getting much time.
Yeah,
But
there.
no, that the atmosphere and everything, it was really good. So if I'm ever in the States, I'll definitely hit you up.
Yeah, you got to go to a game. If you need to experience a Bills Mafia tailgate,
Yeah.
that would be a very fun. If the Ravens ever come to Buffalo and it works out, you got to get over here for that.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah. So we'll transition back a little bit to, I guess, kind of the locker room, because it just seems like I think everyone just wants to be a fly on the wall for, the camaraderie that everyone has. Now, everyone, I swear almost every player at some point during an interview has mentioned that the Frank Lampard training sessions are a big reason why you guys are, always ready and whatnot. And obviously there's many reasons, but what is it about them that commands this aura that so many people individually have talked about them?
I think it's just the intensity that he's managed to get out of us. Like you'll be in some training sessions and you're thinking this is harder than playing the game because the boys are at it that much, and it can be something as simple as like a passing drill,
Mhm.
but the intensity that and the attention to detail that he's managed to instill in us. Um, I can only take my hat off to him and his staff, because it was tough for them when they came in, because it's always tough when you don't get a preseason with your team as a manager. And he came in at a time where we weren't doing great. And from the get go, it was literally just, you know, we took off. And a big thing for me is so his mentality, obviously as a player, was top because he was in the best teams in England, and he's still got that mentality, which I find is crazy. Like he gave all his life
Mhm.
to football, had made this amazing career, played so many games, scored so many goals, and he can't let go of that mentality to want to win,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what is like I said, instilled into us. And in those training sessions, yeah, the intensity, man, and the attention to detail, it's just yeah, it's top level. And like the player said, I do believe that is why we are where we are.
Yeah, I mean, they give us, they give us little bits in the City Unseen videos, and it genuinely does look like real game speed when you guys have those little
Yeah.
half pitch training sessions and whatnot.
Hmm.
The shooting challenges, you guys love those.
Yeah,
Those look
yeah,
very
exactly.
fun.
And that's another thing as well. He has a balance between, yeah, this is a working day, but it's a working day and everyone's smiling and laughing,
Yeah.
having a good time as well, which I think is very much needed. Whereas I've been in some sort of, I've trained before and it's almost too much one way, or it could be too much the other way. Whereas he's
Mhm.
found like the perfect balance for the changing room.
Unreal, man. Just crazy how it just comes in and just
Yeah,
everything just starts to, and obviously it's about you guys too, but it's crazy. Let's talk about the dynamic that you have with the in the locker room in the changing room with the boys. Just seems awesome. Like how important is that?
yeah, huge. If you don't have that, you don't achieve a lot in football. And even the boys that have come into the changing room, it can be quite a daunting thing almost coming into a new changing room where everyone already knows each other. And it's they just settle in straight away. And yeah, it's just class to be a part of. There's banter always flying around.
Mm,
There's yeah, we have cricket in the dressing room. So yeah, it's great.
yeah. You guys always like spamming in a WhatsApp group. Do you guys like talk a lot
Yeah.
outside the
Yeah, so like tonight, for example, Tats has taken us to one of his restaurants, not his, but his one of his spots.
yeah.
He raves about this Japanese place in Birmingham, so he's booked out a few tables tonight, and he's taken us all there.
That's awesome. Well, that's so wholesome. I love that Tats
Yeah.
is finally getting his, I guess you could say flowers for a lack of better terms. And did you watch that documentary on the YouTube channel?
No, 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 I haven't yet
Oh, you
actually.
you should give it a watch. It's
Yeah.
about 20 minutes long with the Haas F1 team.
Oh,
It
okay.
is
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
is it is great. And his English has gotten so good, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's finally getting like his flowers for all the hard work that he's putting in. So that's cool.
100%,
He
100%.
it's so like obviously you wouldn't like experience this, but it's so interesting to like think about the dynamic that you guys have with each other when like we don't really know anything about it. We're only seeing like these little clips and stuff. So like is Tats like is he like a quiet one or is like because it obviously
No,
takes some
he's heavily
confidence.
involved. He's
Yeah.
heavily involved. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Oh,
boys
that's
make
awesome.
sure of it.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, the boys make sure. To be fair, everyone is.
Yeah.
But no, Tats definitely is he's involved a lot more than you'd think.
That's awesome. Our superstar from Tokyo.
Literally,
Do you have
literally.
a favorite chant? I'm sure when you're in the game, because back when I used to play like intramural sports and there'd be like four people there, I wouldn't be able to hear anything. Do you hear the chants? Like, do you have a favorite chant?
Yeah, so it's a lot easier to hear when you're on the bench. So
Yeah,
yeah, Tats's is up there,
yeah,
and I like F's as well.
yeah,
Running down the wing, yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You already said you guys are gonna go out for dinner tonight. What is like
Hmm.
some other thing that you guys did off the pitch, like as a team, or maybe a couple of you guys, other than golfing, going out to dinner this season?
Yeah, so we went to the F1 arcade actually.
No
So
way.
it's a big arcade that they have in Birmingham where it's a load of simulators set up,
Mm.
and yeah, just go racing each other.
You big into F1?
Um, I'm huge into F1. Yeah, I really love it. So it's quite lucky that one of the team principals is a massive Cov fan and a massive Tats fan.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love watching the cars race. I've been to a few. I've been to Barcelona and Silverstone as well, which is nice. I'm going to try and go to Silverstone again this year to see,
That's
because I
awesome.
need to see Lewis Hamilton in red. I've not seen him race for Ferrari yet.
Is that your favorite racer?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely for sure. Yeah,
I think mine is Haas now, I guess, because I've never
House.
watched
Yeah, yeah,
F1, but I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
To be fair, yeah, we always have to look out for them now.
yeah, for sure. Can you tell me your funniest memory from this season?
Funniest memory this season. Oh, there's been so many. Um, there's so much stuff that happens around the training ground.
I need to stash a GoPro in the no, that sounds insane. Never mind.
To be fair, there's one time where, so I won't name names, but someone's got someone's keys, and they've gone to the car and they've to get something of his.
Mhm.
And instead of just going and getting his thing and then dropping the keys back off, he's managed to tie a dog leash that was in there from the steering wheel to the driver car. So when he's come back to his car to open it, he's literally gone like this and gone straight into the. So that was a good prank.
That's
But
hilarious.
yeah, there's been so many,
It
but
it
they're all
seems
taken in good faith as well. And you if you're given it, you have to be prepared to know what's coming.
definitely. So it seems like you guys are so good at kind of swapping between those two things, and like the fiercity that you guys play with on the pitch compared to the little, bits and bobs that we see, it's crazy. And it just shows how good the dynamic of the locker room is.
Yeah, and that is it's don't get me wrong, we have so we have little fines and things like that. Like your place always has to be tidy.
Mm,
You have to you can't leave anything out on the training pitch. You've got to be on time. Boots have got to be put back right. You can't wear boots inside. Little things like that, and Jamie Allen controls all of that. So he makes sure that there's still fun going on, but the professionalism is still there,
mm,
And without people like that in the dressing room, it can swing way too much in one way or
yeah.
way too much in the other. And that's why I always say people like Jamie Allen's not played a lot this season, but he's played a massive part in the team of where we are. Little
Yeah.
things like that. They go unnoticed, but they make such a difference.
So where are these fines going to? Is he pocketing them?
So it goes towards a kitty for us, and then at the end of the season, we'll either go out on a team dinner
Mm.
or we'll go out with the girlfriends and the boys, and yeah, that's what it goes towards.
Who's the most fined?
It's fine. I would have to say either Rudy or yeah, I'd say Rudy. It's probably Rudy. Yeah,
Ooh, shame on you.
Rudy. Yeah, Rudy. Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap up the team questions. We'll do a couple of rapid fire. So you want to just give me like a person that comes to mind when I say, I guess, this adjective?
Okay.
Okay. Funniest,
Milan.
best dressed,
Me.
biggest unk,
F.
best friend,
I would go Kitch.
least you want to date your sister,
Rudy.
most chronically online,
I'd go Kez.
smartest,
Smartest. Grimesy.
shortest.
Jay.
Yeah, can you do to also tell him that I apologize because my watch along got suspended and banned because I called him the M word. Clarification because it doesn't sound clear. I said the M word. M midget. Sorry, Jay. I'm not gonna say it for yeah. So tell him I do apologize about that. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna talk about it now. I've touched on a lot of things. Coventry City are 4 points away from securing promotion to the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. Now, this is a personal feat for you getting promoted, but this is also a massive thing for the city. Can you talk about what that just means to you and the city as a whole? You've been here for 3 years. You've seen it all.
Yeah, so when I first moved here, one of my best friends is Jamie Patterson, who's born and bred Coventry,
Mhm.
grew up a Coventry City fan, and he used to tell me all the time, like, it's the best fan base. You don't understand the love that the people have for the club. I think, like, going back to what you said about the Bills sort of thing, it's a one city, one club. And yeah, when I got here, I realized that, and seeing the community and the club grow at the same time over the 3 years that I've been here, that the stadium becomes more full and more full over the 3 years. And yeah, it would mean everything, I know, to the fans and the community to see us get to the promised land. So for me personally, it's always been an achievement since I was a little kid. It's been my dream to manage to play in the Premier League.
Mhm.
So yeah, like you said, 4 points to get it, and yeah, we're in good spirits right now. I don't want to say too much on the future, but we just take one game at a time, like we have been doing all season, and
Yeah.
yeah, we'll make sure we get the job done.
Yeah, you guys have been so good at that all season. So I'm sure once, it is all said and done, if it does happen, it'll just feel like a little bit of a weight off your shoulders and you can really kind of drink it all in. I mean, you're going to be looking back on
Yeah,
this season when you're, 50, 60 years old and it's just going to give you chills. Like,
yeah, 100%,
yeah.
100%. Especially to do it with the group that we've got. It was so
Mhm.
tight knitted. Um, yeah, like you said, it's going to be something really special. So it's that just need to knuckle down for this last period, give it our
Yeah.
final push, give it our all. We know the fans are behind our backs, and that's been a thing all season. Even when we had our little sort of dip in the Christmas period going into January, they were always there, always coming to away games, filling out the away end, and it's just it's great to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely. And I just love the way that it's obvious and it just bleeds through that you all know that it means so much more than just the sport to the
Hmm.
city and, clapping the away fans, win or loss, everyone's stuck with you guys. And it's just been an unreal season. And I mean, my next question was just simply going to be, how would you convince an American trying to pick a team that cover the team? But I mean, you really answered it there. Is there anything you can add to that?
Um, just I'd, anything to add to that? I would just say to pick a team. I would say try and watch as much as you can, and pick the team that you feel most connected with. Whether
Mhm.
that's going to the color of shirt they wear, whether it's hearing the fans, seeing the way they play the game. There's so many different teams that play such different styles, and yeah, I would just say that sort of thing as watch as much as you can of the sport, and then if you when it comes to choosing your team, feel the team that you have the most connection with. So, like for you, example, maybe you connect to having that one city team to becoming a Coventry fan,
Mhm.
and the same sort of, you know.
Yeah. Actually, the reason the snowball of how I became a Cub fan is Haji Wright's heel in the 2022 World Cup. That's
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it all started. I put him on my radar and then obviously FA Cup run and
Yeah,
yeah, here I am now. I don't
that's
I don't
crazy.
understand how my life has gotten to this point, but
No, it's
um
crazy.
yeah, it's been an unreal year, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe like, I pick a team in the championship and all of a sudden it's an unreal season. It's one of the best seasons in years and it's just been awesome. I love the city and I love the people in the city so much. They are
Hmm.
just the best. So, two more things. Another quick fire. So, we're going to compare Jamaica, England, and USA here. So,
Okay.
one of the three for each one. Ready?
All right, let's go.
Food,
Jamaican.
music,
I think USA.
weather,
Jamaica.
stadium atmosphere,
Stadium atmosphere, I'd go England.
mm,
Stadiums, I'd go US.
mm, fans,
English.
fashion,
US.
nightlife,
US.
place for relaxation.
Jamaica.
Where would you want to retire?
Oh, that's a tough one. Hopefully in all three.
Actually, that might bring some problems with the misses, so we'll skip
Yeah.
that one. All right, man. Thank you so much, bro. Lastly, I just got one more thing for you. Give us a message to the Sky Blue faithful for this last, 28, 29 days of this absolutely magical season.
Okay, so Sky Blue fans, we appreciate everything you've done for us this season. It's not gone, under the radar or anything. Believe me, that we've had talks in the change room, talks in the meeting room about it. So for these last few games, I just want you to go out there, sing your hearts out, enjoy the moment, because we have the chance to achieve something special together. So I hope you all stay safe, and like I said, make sure you relish this and enjoy it, because it could be a real, real special season, and we're all a part of it, all of us together. All right, play up Sky Blues.
Ooh, that was nice. That gave me chills. Joel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love seeing what you're doing over there. You know, creating almost a new brand for the club in the States, and it's bringing a lot of awareness, and the way you're interacting with the fans, they love it. So yeah, keep doing you, and yeah, big up yourself.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, see you later, bro.